Hello, and welcome back to the Monsters of Monster Hunter Double Cross, where today we are taking on one of the game's two flagship monsters, the Deviant Diablos. And the quest is not one that I expect to succeed on, but I don't have to say that whole, if you see this, we're getting to the Deviant thing, because it's just two of them on Ingle Isle. One at a time, unless you're slow with the first one. And I don't expect I'll be able to kill the first one quite fast enough, so yeah, it's gonna get painful up in here. And let's see some insurance. Good. Got Carver low too. And items are already all set. So let's head over to Ingle Isle. So you may have noticed I'm wearing different armor. I have Sharp +2, Weakness Exploit, Crit Boost, and high-grade earplugs. Because if you fight one of these Diabloses without high-rank earplugs, or high-grade earplugs rather, then you are asking for death. Unless you happen to be Adept style, which can get away with it. Though when there are two of them, it becomes slightly harder to get away with it. The roar stun on these bloses lasts long enough that they can and will charge you afterward. So I didn't want to deal with that. So from what you can see already, it's basically take a Diablos, make it big. But what you can't see right this moment is that they have like a bluer shell on the front. Their carapace on their face and the front of their wings is kind of blue. Like you can see it now. And the reasoning behind that, right, it follows up roars with that. Need to actually pay attention to the monster and not just my items and not just what I'm saying. Yeah, the reason it's blue is supposed to be that, that's the dried blood of its enemies that it's slain before. Which then begs the question, what was it killing that's got blue blood? The only thing that's got even close to blue blood in this entire game series that I'm aware of is crabs, who happen to have, like, blue-gray blood. So, was this Diablos just going on a killing spree, killing every crab it could find? If so, that's kind of mean. So you can also... Right, I have plugs. You can also see one horn is very large and the other one's kind of messed up, growing into like 3 different horns. And that's part of the backstory of this creature, is that the Guildmaster lady in the pub, she's the reason that at least the first known Massacre Demon existed. Because at one point she was hunting a Diablos, but it got away after she'd broken one of its horns. And so the horn grew back all messed up, and it started harboring a hatred for hunters. And yeah, now it's out for revenge. And I really need to remember that these things follow up roars with a charge attack, because otherwise I'm going to do things like try and get that energy charge and then get hurt for it. Oh, right. They can also come back after charging past you, but thankfully it decided not to actually go straight for me there. Hooray for tears. And these Diabloses are also pretty special in that they've got 2 tiers of rage. They've got their normal state, which this is not. As you can see, it's got like the red glowy veins going up and down the wings and the head crest, which looks kind of cool. But then once you get it past a certain health threshold, it enters its next stage of rage, which it will never leave. Which means that Challenger +2 is actually an amazing skill against these Diabloses, which makes me really sad that I had to drop it in order to be able to afford high-grade plugs. But unfortunately, sometimes you do have to prioritize survival over damage output. But, yeah. When they're permanently enraged, Challenger +2 is phenomenal. Ooh. Lucked out with that jump. Not so much that one, though. And as you can see, these Diabloses do have some moves that regular Diabloses do not. Like that. That's always a little scary when it comes right for you. Okay. Please no. Okay, good. We are fine. Did waste a Sonic Bomb, though. I keep on doing it, but at least this time, I didn't get hurt for it. You can also see that one side of their tail case is bigger than the other. I don't know what the reasoning behind that is, but I do know that it facilitates the way you cut the tail on these things, in that you only cut off one part of the tail case, thus not really reducing the actual reach of the tail, which is unfortunate. I always prefer tails that do get shorter when cut. And I am just going for the face as much as possible because I do want to break the horns. There's one of them. It's weird seeing a Diablos in Ingle Isle. I'm not aware of Diablos as having ever been in lava-y areas before. And hey, that time we got a shell. It's better than a tear. Unfortunately, Masker Demons also don't do much in the way of burrowing, which means that there's not nearly as much opportunity to use Sonic Bombs. And then once they enter their second phase, then Sonic Bombs are worthless because permanently enraged means permanently unable to be Sonicked. Also, once they enter phase 2, the music changes. And that's actually something I need to talk about already because you'll note this isn't the Deviant music. Masker Demons get their own music. This first phase music does sound intimidating and all that, though it doesn't really have as much energy as I would like it to have. Thankfully, they up the energy in phase 2. And here we've got a phase 1 actual rage, as evidenced by the black smoke coming out of the mouth. And since it's actually enraged, that means that we need to not really care about Sonics right now. Uh-oh. Oh. Okay. Gave me a chance to dodge, and I didn't press the button in time. If I did, I would have gotten out of that completely unscathed. That would have been nice. I still don't like when they do that directly into me. Do we have a smoky mouth? Yes, yes we do. Oh, but now we've got a tired Blos. That's like the best kind. Which actually makes this a great time to go for the tail cut. Because the I'm tired animation puts the tail within easy reach. Oh, but he just got into phase 2. And if you watched the previous episode, this music should sound familiar, and it's because it is a remix of the desert music. With this mix meant to be much more aggressive sounding. And I do not like the steam moves They are very large hitboxes for very large damage. All right, we cut off the part of the tail case that we can cut off. That's excellent. As you can see, it's still got the small part of the tail case. Those steam moves, there is a lore reason that they are a thing that can happen. It's not a good one, but it is a reason. And it's that when the Diablos gets angry like this, its blood runs so hot that when it does something that gets it to start sweating, the sweat evaporates explosively, thus causing that steam burst. It's literally just evaporating sweat. And I just realized that we've got stamina right now, and that's not what I want to have be the case when this thing's in phase 2. Though I also need to find a good time. I think running towards it when it's about to do that jump is probably actually the safest thing you can do. Okay, is now a good time? Best I'm getting. All right. Oh no. Oh no. Well, hopefully I'll be able to kill at least one of these. Because I can actually deal with one by itself pretty alright. Two of them together, though, that's going to be a problem. It would be especially a problem if they both managed to get into phase 2. But that's not a thing that's going to happen. Because it's health-based that they go into phase 2, so... Unless for some reason we manage to target exclusively the one that's not already in phase 2 for a while. Yeah. And you'll note that we just severed the large horn and a piece of it is stuck in the ground. There's a reason for that. It's because it was very big and it's carvable now. And I'm afraid of what's about to happen. There we go. Okay. Now, if you would just face this way, thank you. And that'll keep that one off our back for a little while. Speaking of backs, we just broke the back on this one. I don't recall having seen that attack animation before doing this hunt. Could be a rare one, or it could be exclusive to this rank, but... That was not a great time to get stunned. Hey, we're doing okay. Didn't die until the second one showed up. And only died because of an inopportune stun. If I wasn't stunned, I might have still been able to pull out of that. And let's go ahead and have us a max potion. And a cool drink. And we'll grab these and this and this. And then we'll drink our dash juice. And then we'll get back in there. Oh boy, they are crossing the streams. Okay. So that one's coming over here. Oh, not quite. Not the one I really needed to flash, but I guess it wasn't flashed before, and having it be blind isn't the worst. Ow. It's a little hard to tell in this lighting, but these Diabloses are, for the most part, the same color as regular Diabloses. Maybe like... Ow. Maybe a slightly darker brown. That hurt. That was a really short life, too. We need to make the next one last longer. Like, hopefully at least long enough to kill the first one. Because otherwise, this is really not going to go well. And again, I'm pretty confident that I can handle one by itself. Like, for the most part. Oh, no, that's not something to want to come back in on. Oh, hi. Thanks for knocking me back towards it. That was not a good time to get stuck jumping off a ledge. Oh, boy. This is, not going well. Oh, and now they're both charging at me. That's phenomenal. And this one's coming back. Okay, not far, though. Thanks for the heal. Puts us out of the territory where I feel like needing a dust of life. Now, if I had my Sonics at the ready, I could have used one just there. And that would have made Diablos number 2 at least stay put for a little while we focus on Diablos number 1. That would have been nice. But alas, that's not the way it worked out. Okay. Now we've got a chance. That wasn't a good time to get a flinch. Ow. Okay. No carts allowed from this point onward. But I mean, hey, even if I do cart again, even if it's like right away, you guys are already getting the gist of how this Diablos works. We did have a little while with it being in phase 2 before the second one showed up, so honestly, I'm content with what I've shown so far. I really should have drank those 3 things in the opposite order that I did, because the first 2 are actually on a timer. Okay, Oh, you're burrowing, are you? I'm sure that'll just be great for me. Okay, it actually didn't end up being so bad. Sweet, got them both. That's good, because I want to get these carves, if nothing else. Someone's having a fun time spinning. Okay, this is going to hurt. Or not. Whew. All right, you're blind and over there. You're right here. And I didn't get quite far enough to either jump off of you or roll under you. That's bad. And I dare say now's a good enough time for this. Better to use those than to get dead. And let's get our cats healed up here. Because having extra targets does help me survive longer. Okay, that's not the one we care about. That's the one we care about. And oh boy, I'm glad it decided to do that over there. Ah! Came up from behind. Ow. Whoa. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Ah, I almost went towards it. Where is it? Where is it? Let's just do this. That was a very brief but terrifying trip down there. Ah, dang it, I used my Farcaster, not the supply one. Oh well. Hopefully this trip down here will be a little more fruitful. All right. There's the one we're after. It is a pretty neat pattern that's glowing red on the wings and face there. Though it's supposed to be like blood veins, and for one, they're too big, and for two, just the way they're laid out, it doesn't look like they actually would be blood veins. It's a cool pattern, though. It's just not what they say it is. Ow. Of course, it had to be the cat with the herb horn there. Ow! I know I was getting greedy with going for hits there, but you don't gotta kill me for it. I apologize for my hubris. Thankfully, after doing a steam explosion, the Diablos will always do a taunt. So, if nothing else, it gives you a little bit of time to recuperate and maybe get back in for some hits in relative safety. Thankfully, other Diablos is now tired. So it's burrowing, and I don't like what that means, I say, as I'm starting to do this. Ow! But hey, we finished sharpening. So that's one thing that went right. It looks like Diablos 2 might be slightly bigger than Diablos 1 here. Excellent. A ride is going to be great for getting in some damage. Also, riding these things is significantly more difficult when you don't have earplugs because their little bitey face crawls up the meter super fast when they're struggling. Yay, we killed one! And the other one's going underground, but it's a little bit of a waste of a Sonic, but, I mean, it is the safest thing I can do if I want to carve. There we go. So yeah, got some neat textures going on. Got a sparkly right here. Mostly it's just recolors of the regular Diablos textures. But it does look pretty neat. Hopefully we'll manage to kill this second one without any carts, and that way we can really focus in on the textures on its corpse instead of having some more pressing matters to attend to. So if you would be so kind as to burrow underground, that would be delightful. Yes, exactly like that. Didn't get many hits, but that's okay. We're going to get a few more right here. It's an easy and effective combo, and I love it. And apparently, it's got enough flash tolerance now that it doesn't stay flashed for like any duration of time following it standing up. And yes, I did bring stuff to make more flashes because, as with all Diabloses, being able to flash them is very good. Like, I've kind of wasted the tolerance by trying to keep this thing off of me while fighting the other one. But still, I can create some brief moments where either it can't see me and I'm free to heal, or where I can attack it. Hopefully this will be in time. Please be in time. Yes! It is a fairly generous window. Oh. Mount. That's not what I was going for, but I'll take it. These things are so easy to ride when you have earplugs, because they love yelling. Well, thankfully our healing supplies will definitely last us for the rest of the quest. So it's just a matter of whether or not our life lasts us the rest of the quest, and hopefully it will. Because again, I'm pretty confident that I can take one of these things by themselves. There is always, of course, a chance that I'll do something wrong and give it just the kind of opening it needs. But it would have to be on me. Without me doing things wrong, there's not much danger here. Of course, if I do things wrong, the Diablos is very capable of punishing it. In that case, it wasn't me doing something wrong, it was my cat running towards me while I was trying to heal myself. Fine, give me the buff, then go away. No, don't be my friend. Running out of stamina is bad. Yeah, go for the cat. And have the cat not go for me. Right, why am I even doing that? It's enraged and I know it. Or at least it's something. That's a good flinch. Probably saved me some damage. Ow. Ow. Not a great time for the cool drink to run out, but we can go to base camp, get some healing done. Use the cool drink. What kind of healing do we want? I guess we just want this kind of healing. Actually, let's do some of this too. Help the cats a little. And let's also just sharpen while we're in here. Stave that off a little while longer. Though I certainly hope to not feel the need to use... I forgot to use the cool drink. I hope to not feel the need to use another Farcaster before we get this thing into Phase 2. Because getting away from this thing when it's at its most dangerous is certainly preferred over not having Farcasters when we need them most. That attack is not one I'm familiar with, so I'm probably going to get hit by it several more times going forward. Okay, now it's like actually for reals enraged. Still Phase 1 though. I mean, we'll know when it gets into Phase 2 because the music will change. Yeah, this one definitely seems a little bigger than the other one was. Alright, we're good. We are less good. I kind of wish it would kill that little platform. Because honestly, in a game where aerial style exists, those things cause more harm than they cause more trouble than they solve. They do more harm than good, that's the phrase. I need stamina, okay. No, this is a bad idea. What am I doing? Actually, it ended up being okay. But I really need to be more wary when this thing roars. Also, hey, it's tired again. That is good. Yeah, do your I'm tired animation. Let me get these tail hits. That's a tail flinch. And hey, I don't actually mind riding this thing when it's tired, because once it actually rages, it'll be enraged permanently. And I don't have Challenger, so I'm not losing out on damage for not riding it when it's raging. And there goes the messed up horn. So our remaining breaks are big horn and big part of tail case. Ooh, more I'm tired animation. Hooray for tail hits. And now it's mad. At least mad-ish. That was an oddly delayed hit. Thanks for the heal, cat. I actually mean that sincerely. Kind of want to grab that sparkly, but I also don't want to die trying. Do I want to use a flash for it? No, I don't. So instead what I'll do is I'll let this thing do what it's going to do. Which hopefully is not going to be continuing to be a jerk to me. Though it seems that is exactly the thing it is wanting to do. Oh no! Oh no! Okay. Okay. I got lucky there. That was not skill. That was blind luck. That the direction I was dodging ended up being the correct one. Oh, the cats are dead. Ow. If I don't do something, so am I. Didn't want to use that before it got into phase 2, but anything to keep me alive. Having finite stamina against this thing when you're the only target is not pleasant. And let's go ahead and sharpen once again, stave off the need for that while we're in there. And are we good? I mean, I do wish my cats were back, but I'm not going to use a life powder when I can't use the healing myself. Especially not when this thing isn't yet into phase 2. There it is. Sparkly? Looks like the sparkly's gone. But I should keep my camera on this thing anyway. Ow. Yeah, the post-roar charge does massive damage, and I'm not a huge fan. So basically this fight is going to be about conserving stamina where I can from this point on. Don't hurt my cats, thank you. Because my cats are a source of healing that I rather enjoy having available. Nice. I was really scared with all the particle effects. But we did manage to actually have that sonic work, and its face waves around too much to actually hit reliably, so I decided to not really bother. I hope we don't actually break the horn off here, because if we did, it would probably land in the lava, which is not a good thing if you want to carve it. Another problem with this thing being bigger than the other one is it's harder to actually jump off it, because the parts of its body don't hang down low enough for us to really vault off of them. I do like the animation of it getting ready for that charge after a roar. Like, it slams its tail down and then goes from that. Like, it's a cool animation. There's a lot of cool animations with this Diablos. And really with, like, all the monsters in the game, but they gave this thing some personality, and I appreciate that. Alright, 10 mega potions. That is the extent of our healing from here on out. That was too early, and I think it might also be too mad. Could be both, could be just... Ow! I got hit by the air under it. Darn compressed air. I might have been hit by a foot, but if I did, it wasn't connecting with me for more than like one frame. Okay. So yeah, just pay attention to, like, down goes the tail and then it goes. Like, it's like the tail is its starting signal. And that's just kind of cool. So I see now it's not actually angry, which means if it digs one more time, we can get one more Sonic in. Hopefully it will decide to dig, because free damage is good when we can get it. Ow. Of course, I can't afford to just wait for it to dig. Oh. I didn't need to. Threw that too early, but that one worked. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to just unleash a burst right here. Put our weapon away. Get a little bit of distance so that we don't get the wind effect, and then bam. That is peak usage of a Flash, or a Sonic, rather. Uh-oh. I need to not be so quick to Superman dive. Thankfully, it didn't end up haunting me or doing anything bad for me. And now we've got our energy charge. And here's the tail. Bam. Ah, darn ledge. I hate that thing so much. How many times has it caused me to get hit in this hunt alone? Why doesn't the Diablos just kill it? Get it over with. Okay, are you going for me or are you going for the cat? It's not like it makes much difference right now. Cat, get the hell away from me. I've already got the buff. You don't need to keep following me. You're enraged. Go fight the monster. You're not even a healer, cat. I love the buff from that thing, but I hate that it makes the cat just stick to me, even though I've already got it. Okay. It's really dangerous having a cat stick to me when fighting this thing. Okay, there's our cool drink. This thing's got to go into phase 2 soon, right? Yep, there it is. Exactly as I was saying it. So now's where the real hunt begins. Now's where it actually has the ability to kill me. Whoop. It's very important to get a read on what direction it's coming out of the ground, because otherwise it lands on you and you get very dead. I don't think that attack would be instantly lethal, but it would certainly hurt a lot. And I don't want to test how much damage it'll do when I'm not allowed to card anymore. Ow. Ah, I dodged the wrong direction. Ah! Okay, quest over. Well, hey. I made some poor decisions at the end there. But I feel like I did fairly well. I could probably do better if I tried again, but I'll save that for another time and not for this video series. Besides, we did get to see one die, and we got plenty of footage of both of them. And it was a gold small, so no wonder the second one was bigger. That actually makes me sad, because it means that if I do this again, the first one probably won't be gold small, which means it'll be harder. But I don't have to do it solo anymore, so that's a thing. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Join us next time when we take on... What monster's next? I don't even remember. Let's go look at the list, because that's the order I'm going in, and I don't have my document open that would show me otherwise. Okay, there's the Tigrex, and there's Diablos. Okay, so next is a Cantor. See you then, friends.